Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, why do my arms and legs look thinner, even though I'm staying active? Maybe you go for walks, stretch every morning, or even do some light yard work. And yet your muscles just don't feel as strong or firm as they used to. You're doing your part. So why does it feel like your body isn't keeping up? It's a frustrating experience that many seniors face. You put in the effort, you stay moving, eat your meals, try to keep busy, but your muscles still seem to shrink or weaken. The truth is, activity alone isn't always enough to stop muscle loss after 60. There are hidden factors that affect how your body builds, maintains, and even breaks down muscle as you get older. Things like protein intake, hormones, sleep quality, inflammation, and even the way you move can all play a major role, even if you're doing everything right. That's what this video is all about. We're going to explore why muscle loss can begin or continue even when you stay active. We'll look at the silent mistakes, the overlooked habits, and the simple changes that can help your muscles not just stay alive, but stay strong. You'll hear real-life stories from people just like you who thought they were doing fine until they learned what was missing. And don't worry, this isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, with care and understanding for what your body truly needs after 60. If you've ever felt discouraged by your shrinking strength or confused by why your efforts don't seem to be paying off, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end, because you might just discover one small change that brings your strength and your confidence back to life. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, not eating enough protein to match your activity. Margaret, 74, had always been proud of her active lifestyle. She walked every morning around her neighborhood, did light gardening in the afternoons, and joined a Tai Chi group twice a week at the local senior center. Her friends admired her energy, and she often heard people say, "You're still going strong." But over the past year, Margaret started noticing something she couldn't ignore. Her arms looked thinner, her legs felt a little weaker, and even lifting a full watering can started to feel like a chore. "I'm still active," she thought, "so why do I feel like I'm losing strength?" The answer came during a conversation with her doctor, who asked Margaret about her meals. She described her typical day: toast and fruit for breakfast, a small salad for lunch, and maybe soup or pasta for dinner. Her doctor gently pointed out something that many older adults don't realize. Margaret wasn't eating enough protein to support her active lifestyle. Here's the thing: as we age, our muscles become more resistant to growth. This natural change is called anabolic resistance, and it means that our bodies need more protein than before just to maintain the same amount of muscle. Unlike in younger years, where even a little protein goes a long way, seniors need to be more intentional with both the amount and timing of their protein intake, especially if they are staying physically active. Margaret was doing the right thing by staying active, but her muscles didn't have the raw materials to rebuild and repair after movement. Every walk, every stretch, every task in the garden was good stress on her body. But without enough protein afterward, that stress became wear and tear instead of growth. Over time, her muscles started to shrink despite her efforts. The science is clear. Older adults should aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, and sometimes more if they're very active or recovering from illness. For someone like Margaret, who weighs 140 pounds, about 64 kilograms, that means aiming for 65 to 75 grams of protein daily, but many seniors only get half that amount. To rebuild strength, Margaret began by making small, manageable changes. She added a boiled egg or Greek yogurt to her breakfast. At lunch, she added a scoop of tuna or grilled chicken to her salad. For dinner, she chose lentil soup with a slice of whole grain bread and a side of steamed broccoli. She also began drinking a small protein smoothie after her walks. Just almond milk, protein powder, a few berries, and chia seeds. These weren't drastic changes, but they made a big difference. Within weeks, Margaret noticed she didn't feel as tired after her morning walk. Lifting her garden tools didn't feel like a strain anymore. Her arms started to look firmer, and her confidence returned. "I thought I just needed to keep moving," she said. "But now I understand. My muscles need food, not just activity." This isn't just Margaret's story. It's a common experience for many older adults who unknowingly underfuel their bodies. Some worry about eating too much. Others were raised in times when meat or dairy were luxuries. And many simply don't feel as hungry as they used to. But muscles don't just run on willpower. They need nutrients, especially protein, to thrive. So what about you? Think about your daily meals. Do you have a source of protein with each one? Are you fueling your body after exercise or just staying busy and skipping meals? Even if you're active, your muscles could be starving quietly, unless you give them the support they need. Try adding one protein-rich food to your day: eggs, beans, fish, tofu, chicken, yogurt, lentils, or a protein shake. Watch how your body responds. You might just find your strength returning, one bite at a time. In the next section, we'll look at another key reason muscle loss happens. Not because you're inactive, but because you may be skipping strength-building exercises. Walking and stretching are wonderful, but let's find out why they're not always enough. Number 2, skipping resistance or strength-based exercises. Ronald, 79, was the kind of man everyone admired for staying active. Every morning, he walked 2 miles around his neighborhood. In the afternoons, he swept the porch, watered his plants, and even helped his neighbor carry groceries. He believed, like many older adults, that as long as he kept moving, his muscles would stay strong. But one day, while reaching to pick something up off the floor, he lost his balance and had to grab the wall to keep from falling. A few weeks later, he noticed that climbing the stairs took more effort. "I don't understand," he told his daughter. "I'm moving every day, so why do I feel weaker?" Ronald's story is incredibly common. Walking, stretching, and doing household tasks are excellent for your heart, your joints, and your mood, but they don't provide the type of stress your muscles need to grow or maintain strength, especially after age 60. That kind of stress comes from something many seniors don't think about: resistance-based exercises. You see, muscles grow when they're challenged. That doesn't mean lifting heavy weights at the gym, but it does mean putting your muscles under enough tension that they respond by rebuilding and becoming stronger. As we age, the signal for muscle growth becomes weaker. Simply walking may not be enough to trigger that signal. You might be maintaining mobility, but not necessarily maintaining or building strength. This is where strength training, even in its gentlest forms, becomes essential. Exercises like chair squats, wall push-ups, resistance band pulls, or light dumbbell curls provide just enough challenge to tell your body, hey, these muscles are still needed. Keep them strong. When you don't send that message regularly, your body assumes those muscles aren't needed and begins to slowly break them down, a process known as sarcopenia. Ronald's doctor referred him to a physical therapist who showed him a few simple exercises he could do right at home. No gym required. He started doing sit-to-stand movements from a chair each morning, a few wall push-ups after brushing his teeth, and holding a small weight while doing bicep curls twice a week. At first, it felt strange, even unnecessary. But after just 1 month, Ronald noticed his legs felt more stable, and he didn't have to brace himself as much when getting out of bed. By month 3, he could lift heavier grocery bags without hesitation. One of the biggest myths about aging is that muscle loss is inevitable, that we're supposed to get weaker. But science shows the opposite. Older adults can build and maintain muscle well into their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, as long as we challenge those muscles in the right way. It doesn't take hours in a gym. It just takes consistency, the right kind of movement, and the courage to try. It's also important to understand that strength training doesn't just help with physical power. It improves balance, reduces the risk of falls, supports bone density, and even helps regulate blood sugar and mood. The benefits ripple through every part of your life. You'll feel steadier getting out of the car, more confident climbing steps, more independent in your daily routine. So if your routine right now includes walking, gardening, or other forms of low-impact activity, that's wonderful. But ask yourself this: when was the last time you challenged your muscles in a new way? Do you do any movements that push, pull, or lift, even just using your own body weight? Are you giving your body the chance to build muscle, or just maintain what's left? Try this. Start small. Sit and stand from a chair 5 times in a row without using your hands. Push against a wall 10 times. Use a can of soup as a dumbbell and curl it slowly. These simple acts send a strong signal to your body. I still need this muscle. Don't let it go. In the next section, we'll explore a challenge that's even more hidden: how age-related hormonal changes can quietly interfere with muscle strength, even when you're eating well and staying active. Let's uncover that invisible factor together. Number 3, age-related hormonal changes that affect muscle maintenance. When Joan turned 70, she still felt vibrant and capable. She walked regularly, ate balanced meals, and even participated in weekly yoga at the community center. But something about her body had started to change. Something she couldn't quite explain. Her arms felt softer, her legs didn't have the same strength when she climbed stairs, and lifting things above her head became surprisingly difficult. "I'm doing everything I've always done," she said to her doctor. "So why am I getting weaker?" Her doctor listened carefully and then said something Joan hadn't considered. "Your hormones are changing, and that affects your muscles more than you think." Most of us associate hormones with our younger years: puberty, pregnancy, menopause. But the truth is, hormones continue to play a major role in our health well into older age, especially when it comes to muscle maintenance. After age 60, both men and women experience natural declines in key hormones that are directly involved in building and preserving muscle. For men, testosterone levels drop gradually each year. For women, estrogen levels fall more dramatically after menopause. Both of these hormones help regulate the process of muscle protein synthesis, the body's ability to rebuild muscle tissue after activity. And when these hormones decline, so does that ability. But it's not just testosterone and estrogen. Another critical player is growth hormone, GH, the hormone that stimulates cell repair, tissue regeneration, and muscle development. GH production also declines significantly with age, and this reduction contributes to slower recovery, reduced energy, and increased fat accumulation around muscles, which can make them feel weaker even if the actual size hasn't changed much. There's also insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, a hormone closely related to growth hormone that helps with muscle growth and repair. As levels of IGF-1 decrease, the body becomes less efficient at preserving lean tissue, especially under physical stress or when nutrients are lacking. In Joan's case, her doctor ordered blood work and found that her testosterone and IGF-1 levels were on the lower end, common for her age. While she didn't need hormone replacement therapy, her doctor helped her make lifestyle changes to naturally support her hormone levels. Here's what made a difference. Joan began incorporating resistance training 3 times a week, just light dumbbells and bodyweight exercises. This kind of training stimulates the body to release more testosterone and IGF-1 naturally. She improved her sleep by turning off electronics earlier and keeping a regular bedtime. Deep sleep is when the body releases the most growth hormone. She added more healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, and nuts to her diet, important for hormone production. And most importantly, she didn't panic. She accepted her body's changes with grace and responded with care. After 2 months, Joan noticed her energy returning. Her arms felt firmer. She could lift her groceries more easily and climb stairs without gripping the railing. "It's not magic," she said. "It's biology, and I'm learning how to support it instead of fight it." For many older adults, hormonal changes are an invisible force behind muscle loss. You may be doing all the right things, walking, eating well, staying active, and still feel like your strength is slipping away. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not helpless. While hormone levels will naturally shift with age, your lifestyle can influence how much those changes affect you. Prioritizing protein, strength-based movement, adequate rest, and a nutrient-dense diet can go a long way in keeping your hormones and your muscles functioning at their best. So ask yourself, have I considered how hormones might be affecting my strength? Do I feel more tired after exercise than I used to? Is my recovery slower, even though I haven't changed my habits? These may be signs that your body's adjusting and needs a little extra support. In the next section, we'll explore another hidden factor that can slowly break down your strength, one that often comes from within: chronic inflammation and silent conditions that affect your muscles without you even realizing it. Let's take a closer look. Number 4, inflammation and chronic conditions silently breaking down muscle. George, 75, had always been a steady, strong man. Even in retirement, he prided himself on staying active, mowing the lawn, walking his dog every day, and helping his wife with chores around the house. But over the past year, something began to change. His legs ached more than usual. He felt stiffness in the morning that took longer to go away. And even though he was still moving, he could feel his muscles getting weaker. Maybe it's just old age, he shrugged. But when his doctor reviewed his health, a different culprit came up: inflammation. George had been living with type 2 diabetes for nearly a decade, and he also had mild arthritis in his knees. Neither condition had ever been bad enough to stop him from being active, so he rarely thought about them. But what he didn't realize is that both conditions contributed to chronic low-grade inflammation, and over time, that inflammation was silently chipping away at his muscle strength. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. Unlike the sharp, short-lived inflammation you get from a cut or bruise, which helps you heal, chronic inflammation lingers for weeks, months, or even years. It can be caused by long-term conditions like diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune issues, obesity, or even unrecognized infections. And here's what's important: inflammation doesn't just damage organs, it affects muscles too. When inflammation is present, the body produces chemicals called cytokines that disrupt the muscle-building process. They interfere with protein synthesis, increase muscle breakdown, and reduce the body's ability to repair tissue. Over time, this leads to muscle wasting, even if you're still moving and eating well. It's like trying to build a house during a constant windstorm. No matter how strong the bricks are, the environment keeps tearing them down. In George's case, his blood tests showed elevated C-reactive protein, CRP, a marker of inflammation. His doctor explained that while his diabetes was under control, the quiet inflammation it created was still affecting his muscle strength. The arthritis in his knees added another layer of stress, making it harder for him to engage in the kinds of movements that build muscle. But George didn't give up. He got proactive. With the help of his care team, he began making anti-inflammatory choices in his daily life. He swapped out processed foods for whole grains and fresh vegetables. He added omega-3 rich foods like salmon and walnuts to his meals. He drank more water, cut back on sugar, and started practicing gentle stretching and mobility exercises to help reduce joint stiffness. He also took time to rest and manage stress, both of which are crucial for reducing inflammation. George started walking in nature more often and listening to calming music before bed. And within 3 months, something shifted. His legs didn't ache as much in the mornings. He moved more easily, and most importantly, he felt stronger again. Not because he added hours at the gym, but because he began addressing the fire burning beneath the surface. If you're someone who lives with chronic conditions, whether it's diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, or even long-standing fatigue, it's important to understand how inflammation might be working against your muscles, quietly and gradually. Even if your condition feels managed, inflammation can still be active in your system, creating muscle fatigue, weakness, or a feeling of being worn out that doesn't go away. But there's hope, and you don't need radical treatments to fight back. Start by choosing anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, berries, olive oil, and fatty fish. Cut back on fried foods, sugar, and processed snacks. Stay gently active, especially with movements that help reduce stiffness and improve circulation. And get enough rest, because healing happens when your body is at peace. So let me ask you, do you live with any conditions that might be quietly creating inflammation? Have you noticed your muscles feeling weaker or more tired, even though you're still active? Don't ignore those signs. Your body may be telling you something important, and listening could be the first step to regaining your strength. In the next section, we'll uncover another surprising factor that affects your muscles, not in the kitchen or on the walking path, but while you're sleeping. Let's talk about how poor sleep can rob your muscles of recovery and strength, even if you're doing everything else right. Number 5, poor sleep and muscle recovery. Eleanor, 77, always considered herself a light sleeper. For years, she would wake up 2 or 3 times each night, sometimes to use the bathroom, sometimes for no reason at all. She thought it was normal, part of aging. "I'm just a light sleeper," she would tell her daughter, and yet during the day she felt tired in her legs, slower to move, and less confident on her feet. She noticed that after gardening or a long walk, it took her longer to bounce back. Her muscles felt sore longer than they used to. Despite staying active and eating well, she still felt like she was losing strength. What she didn't realize was that her sleep, or lack of it, was holding her muscles back. You see, while exercise builds the signal for strength and food provides the fuel, sleep is when the body actually repairs and rebuilds muscle. Think of sleep as the construction zone for your strength. Every night, your body enters a deep, healing phase where it produces growth hormone, a key ingredient that helps repair muscle fibers, reduce inflammation, and restore energy. Without enough deep sleep, that healing process never finishes. As we age, we naturally spend less time in deep sleep and more time in light sleep. But for many seniors, this process is worsened by nighttime disruptions. Pain, bathroom trips, medications, or habits like watching TV too late or drinking caffeine in the evening. Over time, these poor sleep patterns interfere with recovery, leaving muscles tired, unresponsive, and slow to rebuild after activity. In Eleanor's case, her doctor recommended that she wear a sleep tracker for a week. The results were eye-opening. She was only getting 30 minutes of deep sleep each night, a fraction of what she needed. Her doctor gently explained that her body simply didn't have enough time in repair mode to rebuild the muscle she was using each day. So they made a plan. Eleanor began turning off her television an hour before bed and replaced late-night news with a warm bath and a few pages of a book. She also stopped drinking fluids after 7 p.m. to reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom. Her doctor suggested a magnesium supplement, which helped her body relax. Most importantly, Eleanor made sleep a priority, not just something that happens. And within a few weeks, something changed. She began sleeping more deeply. Not every night, but more often than before. And her muscles? They began to recover faster. The soreness after gardening faded quicker. Her legs didn't feel so heavy in the mornings, and she felt more energy during the day, not just in her body, but in her mood too. Many seniors don't realize that chronic poor sleep is a hidden thief of strength. You may be doing all the right things, walking, stretching, eating your protein, but if your sleep is fragmented or shallow, your muscles never get the chance to rebuild. So what can you do? Establish a bedtime routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. Limit screen time before bed. Turn off TVs and phones at least 30 to 60 minutes before sleeping. Create a calm environment. Use low lights, soft music, and a cool room temperature. Avoid caffeine and large meals late in the day. Stay active, but not too close to bedtime. Gentle stretches are okay, but vigorous activity late in the evening can make it harder to fall asleep. And if sleep problems persist, talk to your doctor. Sometimes medications, pain, or underlying conditions are part of the issue, and there are solutions. So take a moment to reflect. Do you sleep well at night? Do you feel rested in the morning, or still tired? Are your muscles recovering after activity, or are they always sore and slow to respond? Maybe, just maybe, your muscles aren't broken. They're just tired from never getting enough deep rest. In the next section, we'll explore another common challenge that's easy to overlook: how missing meals or poor timing of nutrition can leave your muscles starving after exercise, even when you're eating healthy. Let's talk about how to feed your muscles at the right time to help them grow stronger. Number 6. Lack of meal timing and recovery nutrition. Alan, 73, had always been someone who believed in eating light. He would skip breakfast, have a small salad for lunch, and only eat a proper dinner, usually around 6 p.m. He wasn't trying to diet. It was just the way he had always done things. And for a long time, it seemed to work. He kept a slim figure, stayed active with morning walks and weekend golf, and never really felt like he was overeating. But lately, Alan noticed something was off. His muscles felt more tired than usual after walking. He wasn't as steady on his feet. His golf swing had lost power. Despite staying active and eating what he thought was healthy, he was still slowly losing strength. When Alan finally mentioned this to his doctor, she asked him a question that caught him by surprise. "What do you eat, and when do you eat it? After you move your body?" Alan shrugged. "Nothing really. I usually don't feel hungry after walking. I just wait until dinner." That was the problem. You see, your muscles need more than just movement. They need fuel at the right time to rebuild, repair, and grow. Especially after physical activity, even something light like walking or gardening. Your muscles are in a state of repair. They've been stressed, stretched, and activated, and now they're looking for nutrients to recover. But if you wait too long to eat after being active, your body misses the chance to deliver those nutrients when they're needed most. This window of time is known as the anabolic window, the period after exercise when your muscles are most sensitive to nutrients, especially protein and carbohydrates. In younger people, this window can stay open for several hours, but after age 60, the body becomes less efficient at using protein and the window shortens. That means timing becomes even more important for older adults. In Alan's case, skipping breakfast meant he was exercising on an empty stomach. His muscles had no nutrients to draw from, and by the time he ate dinner, the moment to support muscle recovery had passed. So his body began to break down muscle instead of building it. His doctor suggested something simple but powerful. Add a protein-rich snack within 30 to 60 minutes after walking. At first, Alan was skeptical. He didn't want to feel heavy or overeat, but he agreed to try. A boiled egg and a slice of whole grain toast one day, Greek yogurt with a few berries the next, and sometimes just a glass of almond milk blended with protein powder. The results came quickly. After just 2 weeks, Alan noticed he had more energy in the afternoons. His legs didn't feel as drained after his walk. His golf game felt smoother, stronger. And the best part? He didn't feel like he was doing anything hard. Just a small meal at the right time. It's not just about what you eat, it's about when you eat it. For older adults, consistent meal timing, especially around physical activity, can dramatically improve muscle preservation, energy, and even mood. Going too long without eating, especially after exercise, sends your body into a state of muscle breakdown instead of repair. So what can you do? Eat within 1 hour after activity. Include a source of protein, like eggs, yogurt, nuts, beans, or lean meat, and healthy carbs, like fruit, whole grains, or sweet potato. Don't skip breakfast, especially if you're active in the morning. Start your day with protein and fiber to fuel your muscles from the beginning. Even small meals count. You don't need a full plate, just a small, balanced snack can do wonders. Listen to your body. If you're not hungry, try a smoothie, protein shake, or something easy to digest. The key is to give your muscles something to rebuild with. So now take a moment and ask yourself, do I usually eat after I move? Am I giving my muscles the tools they need to recover? Or am I unknowingly letting them weaken? Your body may be waiting for something simple, something small, but something that can change how strong you feel in the days ahead. In the next section, we'll look at a surprising twist, how doing too much of a good thing, like cardio or walking, without the right balance can actually lead to more muscle loss. Let's explore why too much cardio and not enough fuel might be working against your strength. Number 7, overdoing cardio without enough fuel. Walter, 78, was a walker. Every morning, rain or shine, he laced up his sneakers and hit the trail for 3 full miles. He loved the rhythm, the peace, the feeling of movement. "It clears my mind and keeps my heart strong," he often said with pride. And he wasn't wrong. Walking is one of the best things older adults can do for cardiovascular health. But despite his commitment, Walter started noticing something unexpected. His legs felt thinner, not stronger. His arms lost definition. He had less strength when rising from a chair, and he felt more wobbly on uneven ground. "How can I be losing muscle?" he asked his doctor. "When I'm moving every day?" His doctor smiled kindly and said something that surprised him. "Sometimes when we overdo cardio and don't fuel properly, the body starts burning muscle, not building it." This is a truth many seniors never hear. While cardiovascular exercise like walking, cycling, or swimming is wonderful for the heart, lungs, and mood, it does not build muscle. And in fact, when done excessively without proper fuel, it can cause the body to break down muscle tissue for energy. Especially after age 60, when the body's ability to retain muscle naturally declines, too much cardio without enough support can quietly lead to muscle loss. Here's what happens. When you do long bouts of cardio, especially in a fasted state or without eating enough protein, your body runs out of quick energy, glucose. If there's no fuel available from food, it starts pulling from internal stores. First, it uses some fat, but then it may also begin breaking down muscle to convert into energy, especially if you're not replenishing properly. Over time, this leads to weaker muscles, thinner limbs, and less strength, even if you're moving every day. That's exactly what was happening to Walter. His daily walks, though healthy, were not being balanced with muscle-building exercises or post-walk nutrition. His body was doing its best to keep up, but without strength training or fuel, it was slowly pulling from his own muscle to keep him going. The solution wasn't to stop walking, not at all. It was about finding balance. Walter began making 3 simple changes. He shortened some of his walks from 3 miles to 1.5 to 2 miles, and used that extra time to do 10 to 15 minutes of bodyweight strength exercises, like wall push-ups, chair squats, and resistance band pulls. He added a light snack before walking, such as a banana with peanut butter or a hard-boiled egg. This gave his body something to burn besides muscle, and he made sure to eat within 30 minutes after walking, usually a small meal with protein and healthy carbs, like yogurt with oats and nuts or a turkey sandwich with leafy greens. The result? Within a month, Walter's legs felt more solid. His arms began regaining definition. He no longer felt drained after his walk. He didn't lose his routine. He upgraded it to better support his body's needs. If you love cardio, whether it's walking, swimming, biking, or dancing, don't stop, but take a moment to reflect. Are you fueling your movement? Are you giving your muscles what they need to stay strong? Ask yourself, do I do cardio but skip strength training? Do I exercise on an empty stomach? Do I feel more tired than energized afterward? Have I lost muscle tone even though I've been active? If the answer to any of these is yes, your body may be telling you it needs a little more support, not less movement, but more balance. So remember, movement is wonderful, but too much of one kind, without the right fuel or variety, can work against your long-term strength. Just a few adjustments, a snack before your walk, a few squats after, and a bit of protein throughout the day can help protect the muscle you've worked so hard to keep. Conclusion. So as we've discovered together, muscle loss after 60 isn't always about inactivity. You can be walking every day, eating well, staying engaged, and still find that your arms and legs feel weaker than they used to. That's because muscle loss can be a result of hidden factors that often go unnoticed. Not eating enough protein, avoiding resistance training, hormonal shifts, chronic inflammation, poor sleep, skipped meals, or even doing too much cardio without the right fuel. But here's the most important truth. It's never too late to change course. Your muscles are not gone. They're waiting for the right support. Even small, gentle changes, like adding an extra egg to breakfast, doing a few chair squats in the morning, drinking a protein shake after your walk, or sleeping just a little deeper, can begin to reverse the decline and bring back your strength, your balance, and your confidence. Your legs are your freedom, your arms are your independence, and your body, even as it ages, is still capable of growing, rebuilding, and thriving when you give it what it needs. You don't have to fight against your body. You just need to listen to it more closely. So take a moment and ask yourself, what's one small thing I can change this week? A better snack after exercise? A few light strength moves at home? A more restful night's sleep? You don't need to do it all at once. Just one change, one gentle step, can bring powerful results. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you leave this video feeling informed, empowered, and most of all, hopeful. Because your strength isn't behind you. It's still ahead, waiting to be renewed. Until next time, take care of your body and it will take care of you. We really appreciate you spending time with us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It's a simple way to support our work, and it helps more people discover the tips they need to live healthier, happier lives. And if you want to stay up to date, just click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you again soon.